Welcome back to Ride JBI. This is JB. Today I finished the suspension revalve on this WP XACT Pro 7548 forks, aka the WP cone valve forks. These were set up to our JBI suspension, WP XACT Pro leaf spring spec for motocross riding. What exactly that is a JBI suspension fork revalve along with additional hardware upgrades during that revalve process of these WP XACT Pro 7548 forks. Now I did say JBI leaf spring kit. What that means is the WP cone valve assembly, that is these pieces here, that got updated and changed out to a leaf spring style mid valve. I'm not going to go into too much detail on this video about that, as I have a bunch of other videos about that. But that is one of the key highlights of our kit. Also included in our kit is our JBI suspension titanium subvalve. This is the piece here in gold. The main goal with these WP XACT Pro forks is really maximizing their plushness and comfort. These forks can be really comfortable and really smooth over the small and medium consecutive bumps that you find going into corners and coming out of corners. Because these forks are already well known for their very good holdup and good bottoming resistance, thanks to the spring tube design inside of the fork and tall bottoming cones as well. But in comparison to the KYB SSS fork, the WP has always left riders always wanting maybe a little bit more. Again, in the area of plushness and comfort. So meaning when the wheel first hits a bump and strikes an obstacle, how do the forks feel? We call that initial breakaway. So at Ride JBI, when we revalve these WP cone valve forks, some of the mods that we do are heavily inspired, or let's say components or parts you would find inside of a KYB SSS fork. There's a product page on ridejbi.com, which I'll have in the product description below. Sorry, not product description, video description below. And that'll detail all the exact hardware that we use in this JBI suspension WP XACT Pro leaf spring kit. Again, it'll detail all the hardware that we use, why we use it, how it works, and most importantly, what you should expect as a rider in terms of these suspensions. Now, the reason we do those modifications or hardware upgrades is because this is a twin chamber, aka closed cartridge fork, and it is very similar to the KYB closed cartridge fork, aka twin chamber. But there's just a few key differences between some of the internal components. One of those main ones is the cone valve mid valve assembly. Here's the one that we replaced right here. Looks like they're using a red cone. So we changed that out to the leaf spring style mid valve. It's what you would find in many KYB SSS forks. And it's a mid valve style we've had very good success with and very good feedback from riders. And it's also a style of mid valve that WP uses in their own forks as well, just not these ones. So we update the mid valve to that. We incorporate the JBI suspension subvalve. Again, that piece of gold right there. And then we revalve the internals, so the valving is matched to accommodate the new hardware upgrades we put in there. And what you can expect is your WP XACT Pro forks will now have a more fluid and very smooth feel over those small to medium ripple chop bumps. Much more than we've been able to accomplish utilizing our cone valve setups. Because again, JBI suspension does test tune, and we still develop settings for the WP cone valve, so meaning using the cone valve mid-valve assembly. We just feel at the time being, we've really maximized the potential that's there, utilizing all the options there are for tuning the cone. And you can go back in previous videos and follow along with us as we did that testing. This rider came to us after working with a few other shops, and they definitely tried a bunch of other cone valve options and settings on these forks, and they all worked well. By no means was the suspension not good performance suspension, but they just felt like there was still more to be had and more potential out there. Fortunately, this guy's located here in Southern California, so he was able to come by the shop and actually borrow our demo JBI suspension WP XACT Pro leaf spring forks we have, and he mounted those up to his 2023 KTM 350 SXF and went riding on them for a few days, and then called us back and said, that is absolutely what I want in my forks. Please build me that exact spec, and that is exactly what you see here in front of you. Oh, I didn't go over that in the beginning. These forks are going on to a 2023 KTM 350 SXF. So this is our JBI suspension WP XACT Pro leaf spring kit. So this is a service, meaning you can send in your forks to us and we will build it to this spec. And this service, we're also going to offer as a do-it-yourself install kit as well. So that way you can buy the same hardware and custom settings that I would build for you if you send in your forks to us. So we've been doing the DIY thing for a couple years now. It's gotten really popular. We've got good demand for it, and understandably. So it's been really cool to reach people in that regard. And these WP XACT Pro forks are the next item we're going to be offering do-it-yourself kits. If you'd like Ride JBI to do your suspension, please give us a call or send us an email. We can discuss the year, make, model bike that you have, which options are available, and which setup would be most advantageous for you. All JBI suspension services and parts can be found at ridejbi.com.